Kay here. I'm in front of the camera and Maggie's behind, and we're going to put together our Lazy Susan piece. So we've got our Lazy Susan mechanism, and we have our two bases, and we have the top base and the lower base, and the lower base is the one with a hole in it. So I'm just going to put my Lazy Susan on here, and we're just going to screw it into the pre-cut holes. So I can just find those and then screw them in. When we put these together, I tend to find that this bit's okay, but if you want to do for the next part, is a magnetic screwdriver. It's really helpful if you've got one. If you haven't, you can use a little bit of sticky stuff and stick it on the end of the screwdriver just to hold the screw in place. But anyway, we put these in. So it's a little bit like watching paint dry, I'm afraid, but we'll get there.
A bit wobbly.
It's a bit wobbly.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's interactive.
Is it? So are you going to be applying for a job as a camera operative anytime soon, Maggie?
Oh, no, I don't think so. It's quite fun though.
That's probably the swearing.
Don't tell everyone that.
No, we've done that. There we go. And so what you're going to find is that you've got this onto your base, and you're going to use this as your access hole, and so you can line everything up. So can you see that? Is that lined up? Can you see that? If I put the holes out together.
Come towards me.
There we go, like that.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's your access hole. So those pieces are going to fit into your base. So you want those four corners on here. What I tend to do is I line it up, and then I'll get my head out of the way so you can see.
Not laying in the way.
Oh, isn't it? Okay, that's cool. Right, sometimes I find it easy to stand up and do this, so that's what I will do. There we go. So that's lined up there, and I'll put my screwdriver in, and then I must make sure it's even all the way around, and it tends to line it up properly at that point, and I'll just move it across. So I'm in there the hole. So what I'll do, if I lift that up, can you see that, Maggie?
Yeah.
And I'll just move that across.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you just put your screws in. If you don't move it after that point, that was showing it, so I'll just put that back again. So I'll just put that back again. That, and just even it up. I've got your screws in place, and I'll just screw it into place. I'm changing that to a magnetic screwdriver.
This is the hardest bit, really, isn't it?
It's, well, once you've lined it up and you've got your first screw in there, you're fine. So just and then you can just roll it, go around. Just do it just to be tight enough, finger tight. You don't need to be any tighter than that, because the holes are pre-drilled for you. That doesn't help. That's not very helpful, is it? I'm going to go around to another one, and I'll move that one out of the way.
And the Lazy Susans take quite a substantial weight, don't they?
Yeah, according to the below we have about 90 pounds of weights directly onto them. Let's move that across. Let's find that one I lost. And just move around. Oops. And just screw them on, as simple as that. So it's a bit small, but it's a magnetic. I'll put the bigger one on there because it's easier to screw in, but that one's not magnetic. And then the last one. So I'll just position this one in. That's the hole. And that's your Lazy Susan done. So think I made it look a bit more clumsy than necessary, but that's as simple. It's quite simple. It looks more complicated than it actually is, but it is a quite simple process. And that is your Lazy Susan, and that's your base ready to go for your next part. Okay, we're going to put the barrel of the Inky Wizz together, and this is a large one, so I've got 6 solid shelves and I've got 4 shelves with a hole in. Okay, so I'm going to do my toaster rack thing. So these are called the uprights, and you're going to place the solid shelf in to your uprights so it looks like a toast rack, like that. And then you're just going to follow through and put them all in together, one on top of that. So you put all the solid ones on first, because that's going to be the bottom of your Inky Wizz. And then I was going to move up and put these on. So put those in. So they just slot in. And at this point you don't need any glue at this point. So you put the whole barrel piece in, so that's the central part of the shelving unit in without any glue whatsoever. If you come across those, just poke those out. They usually fall out. If they haven't fallen out, just poke them out. And then now I've come to, I've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6 of these, and now I'm going to come in to my ones with the holes in. So when the Inky Wizz is made up, you can put sweeties in it, rulers, tools, or whatever you want to put in it. So you've got a little extra storage in there as well. So I'll just put these in together. That is what you're going to be left with, like that. So that is your first one. So I'll turn around to this point, and this is usually the trickiest one to put in, which is the third time you put your upright in, is slotting it in so it fits in this. So this is the most fiddly one. Once it's in, the rest usually follow through. So this one can be a bit tricky. So just gently manipulate it and it will just fit in. That's it. Okay? And then it will just slot into place like that. So that's now in place. So this one should be slightly easier.
And you know it's slotted in because it's right up flush with the edge, isn't it?
So that's all one flush there. Okay? So normally I'll probably do this facing me, but so you can say, okay? And just move it around and just slot these in. Whoops. And go around the entire unit. It doesn't take long at all.
And last time we were there at a show, you had Janice doing it, didn't you?
I did, I think Janice did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that just because Janice can do it, anybody can do it. But Janice hadn't done one before. So
no, she hadn't.
So that was a point. It's about you don't need any experience to put these in. And they are designed, precision designed to fit in and put together really easily. And this is the last 2.
And we were really mean. We didn't give her any practice. We just said, do you want to have a go live on air?
And she did.
And she did.
There we go. And that is the bottom. And that is the top. And that is absolutely secure and ready to go to put on your base. Okay, so I've just shown how to do the large one barrel together, so all the shelves stack up together. It's exactly the same process for all of our Inky Wizzes. This is the standard, and you have 1 shelf here, and you have 4 shelves with a hole in. Okay, the same principle applies for our dinkies, our minis, and our middies. So that's the barrel bit of it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put the base to your shelving part. So these are our locking plates, and you have 2 with a hole in. Some of the Inkies don't have holes in at all. If you have 2, then you put them opposite each other. If you don't have any in at all, don't worry about it, they're all going the same way. So you put those 2 opposite each other. and then follow through the other ones. And they usually have to drop down, which is quite satisfying. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Okay. So this is at my top. Then I'm going to turn the whole thing over, and this is the base. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply glue. This is where you put the glue in along here, and just to keep those in there. Okay. So I'm just going to apply glue along the top, and you want a good PVA glue or a wood glue, and this is probably the optimum amount you need.
And this is known now as the woodpecker technique.
Oh, it's because I just dab it along.
But it's such an effective way to do it, Kay. You don't get too much glue on.
You don't need too much glue on these things. You need just enough, which is not very helpful, I know, but this is about just enough.
It's much easier to actually control how much glue you're using as well.
I tend to find that, yes.
Yeah. Well, I've moved on to doing that now. So yes, this is the woodpecker
in that case, it must be right.
It is.
So I'm just going to put a little bit on just on the sides here to stop these coming out. Oops, not totally neat, but that's fine. Gets on there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this onto its side, keeping those in place, and either just on the edge of the table or find a book or something you can rest this on, and lift this up so you've got a little bit of height, because this is slightly wider than your base unit, so you want something to hold on to. So what I tend to do now is I find the forked ones, which are opposite each other, and I'll put those prominently, and then I'm going to line them up on here, and then I'm going to turn the whole thing over. So if I just do that, I'm not quite sure how much you can actually see.
See it, it's fine.
Is that okay? That's cool.
Yep.
Like that, and I'll do the top one, and everything else will fit. And I'll just turn it over, get my fingers out of the way, and the whole lot fits on like that. And what I tend to do is then use a brush or my finger just to get any excess out the way here. So just to neaten that up, and everything's fitting it just slots into place. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is put the top on. So for that, I'm going to put glue on here and just on the insides of these. So I'm back to my woodpeckery thing. So. So when you've decorated this, I would strongly recommend spray painting this. It's a lot easier. I've got an old fabric portable wardrobe I've used, so I put that up. You can use an old cardboard box or what have you, and then I go out in the garden, obviously with eye protection and gloves and a mask, because you don't want to breathe in this stuff. So, but I do find painting it with a spray is a lot easier with a brush. And then we put our top on, which is this, and I tend to stand up for this, and it just fits in. I just put it on the wrong. I put the glue on the wrong side, didn't I? Duh. I can't blame live TV, can I?
No, you can't.
So let's put it on the right side.
It's because you put it on the other side for the base.
I did. And I thought I'll be consistent. I can wipe that off in a minute, so that's no problem at all. So I put that on, and that fits in like that, and you can see how well it fits in. And if I hadn't actually put glue on there, it'd be a lot neater. But however, that's what it is.
And everything should be flush, shouldn't it?
Yeah, there should be completely flush, and just excess glue off. Go around the fingers. And what I tend to do is I tend to put a weight on here, a couple of tins of beans or something like that, and leave it overnight just to dry thoroughly, and then that's ready to go. So that is your Inky Wizz. Simply done. Thank you.